There are so many good pizza places in Stockholm, and today we're gonna visit a more of a restaurant that is called Babette. They serve dishes with influences from France and Italy, but they have also a few different types of pizzas on the menu, and that's the reason why we are here today. Because I've heard that the quality on those pizzas are extremely good, and I cannot wait to see what the pizza here is really all about. So please sit back and enjoy, maybe take a glass of wine, and let's find out together if this really is Stockholm's or maybe even Sweden's best pizza. But before digging into the pizza itself, we're of course gonna try some of the other dishes that they have on the menu. The dishes that you see here on the menu are of mid-sizes and are meant to be shared at the table, and I can see here that they have some liver pate on a sourdough toast, so I think I will probably try that one. And then I also see that they have some tartare, which I love, so we gotta have that one. And while we're waiting for the pizza, why not also throw in some nuts? And I can see that they have Valencia almonds here, which is probably the best nut that you can eat while you're waiting for some other good stuff. The liver pate looks absolutely stunning, and there's a lot of different colors going on here. So you'll have a nice sourdough toast on the bottom, you have the liver pate spread on top of there, you have a parsley salad with some pickled onions, and there's also some cornichons hidden underneath there. And this liver pate is actually made out of rooster, which is not maybe the most common thing to do, so it's gonna be really interesting to see how the flavors are here. The flavors here are deep and intense, and the liver pate itself has a quite strong alcoholic flavor, and I'm wondering if it is a little bit too much, but it is quite enjoyable to eat it. And you of course have the pickled onions here that balances up the fatness and richness there with its sweet and sour notes. You have the parsley salad that is bringing quite a good amount of earthiness into the dish. And then hidden underneath there you of course have the cornichons, which is also salty and a little bit sour. So it's a really good balanced dish here, and I enjoy these type of dishes a lot. Next to arrive at the table was the veal tartare, and as you can see here on the plate, it's a pretty simple presentation, and the kitchen must be very confident here that they don't need to hide anything with some unnecessary stuff, but letting the core ingredients here talk for themselves. So my expectations here is quite high, and it's gonna be interesting to dig into this dish. Everything works in great harmony here, and I appreciate that they've cut the meat in a little bit larger pieces than maybe normal, because that gives a really nice textural contrast in the dish. And besides that, you also have some onions here, you have some celery, and you have a small crumble of parmesan, and that is basically it that is on this plate. So it's nice, it's balanced, but is it the best tartare that I have eaten? No. And I was maybe expecting a little bit more from this dish. And now finally we get to the pizza, and what a pizza to look here. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. Seeing those small black spots around the pizza crust, which indicates that's going to be a nice crispiness, and then you have the bright redness here from the tomato sauce, and then also the stracciatella. And stracciatella is normally what you would find inside of a burrata cheese, which is kind of a mozzarella that is stretched and then mixed up with some cream to really have a smooth texture here. The flavors here are absolutely fantastic, and there's so much going on here on the flavor palette spectrum, even though there's quite a few ingredients on the pizza itself. But starting with the crust and all the blackened spots that you find there, taking a caramelization to this stage, so it's almost a little bit charcoal. It doesn't bring, you know, a really strong flavor to it, but it just brings a little bit of nice bitterness in here, and that is really a good contrast to the other ingredients here with the tomato sauce that is a little bit sweet, and then of course you have the stracciatella that is smoothing everything out here with its creaminess. And there's so good balance here, it's almost unbelievable. The saltiness also in the crust though is just spot on, and I'm really quite lost for words because I have never had a pizza quite like this in my life. And I think that it's so impressive to see what you can get out of a few ingredients on a plate like this. So I'm just gonna keep on enjoy eating here, and let's come back in a moment. I really hope that you can hear the texture here from the pizza dough while I'm eating, because it really is that thin and crispy throughout the whole base here, and that is not an easy thing to actually achieve. It's quite hard to find the right texture in a pizza dough with ingredients like this on it, and I think it's just, you know, so beautiful and light to eat this. Normally a pizza would be maybe quite heavy to eat and you will be full afterwards here, but it's so much air into this dough, so it makes the eating of it quite light. So as I said before, I'm very impressed here, and I'm gonna be even bolder and say it out loud here that this is the best pizza that I have ever had in my whole life. So in my view, this is the best pizza in Stockholm and probably the whole of Sweden. It's gonna be hard to top this pizza with a dessert, but I saw that they have here on the menu Queen-Amman, and Queen-Amman is a bakery item from the Brittany region in France, and it's one of my absolute favorites. So if you haven't tried that one, I really recommend that you do that. It's like a croissant dough which they have folded in sugar between the layers, and it had a little bit longer fermentation time to bring out some more complexity in the dough, and it's an absolutely joy to eat a bakery item like this, and a perfect finish for me in a meal like this. So coming to the scoring of this restaurant, and I have to say that I am very impressed here across the board of everything that we have tasted from the kitchen, but what stood out of course was the pizza, and ending the meal with that Queen-Amman, that is a fantastic bakery item. But starting from the beginning here with the liver pate spread on the toast, it brought out a good complexity, and the color spectrum of just looking at the plate made me happy. And then we came to the veal tartare, which was a very simplistic presentation, and I think it delivered on a good level here. I was just maybe missing a few things here to lift this dish to the next level. So overall, when it comes to the food rating for this restaurant, I'm gonna place the point at 86. The service rating I'm gonna place at 83 points, and that means that it's been a good service throughout the meal, but it hasn't been great. And last but not least, we're coming to the value scoring of this restaurant, and I actually thought it was great value here, and you can see the prices popping up to the left, and I think that everything has been reasonably priced, and there's been a high quality level throughout all the dishes that were presented to us. So I'm gonna put the scoring here at 87 points. And with that said, this brings end to this episode from Restaurant La Babette in Stockholm, and I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you did, please hit like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified whenever we are releasing a new restaurant review. And regarding this restaurant visit, if you have your foot around this neighborhood, please drop in here and try the pizza. You won't be let down, it's absolutely fantastic. Thanks for now, and see you guys later. Bye bye.